Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I am a master manifester. And yes, I'm in my vehicle again because I'm waiting to go do something. Yes, nonetheless, what I want to discuss today is the fact that you are more of an inspiration to other people than what you truly may ever know. And I know a lot of times we deal with this mindset of people hating on you or having an adversary or someone trying to keep you down or someone trying to hold you back, when really those kind of attacks are not that personal. It's just the automatic reaction to something that you have, which other people have you, and then you move into another level and then you losing that version of you. Because most people want the best for you as it pertains to the best for them. But if the best for you means that you may no longer be in their life or they may not get something or whatever, then that's where the best for you kind of ends. But there's nothing, I would say, awfully wrong with that. It's just a human reaction, and sometimes people don't even know they're doing that, and once they realize it, they let you go. They're free because they didn't realize I was just trying to hold you to my standard and my expectation, right? So you inspire people more than what you think. A lot of times, so this is something that I noticed, people just don't like to be first. And sometimes the option is either be first or do nothing at all. And that's not an option for me. And so I've been in so many environments to where somebody had to stand up and somebody had to share something and somebody had to say something. And I find myself always pulled to be that person. I was sitting around the other day in a meeting in the workplace, and they were trying to figure out the best ways to approach people not being professional or not being available when needed or being away from their desk for experience, all these little things. And it went on for about 10 minutes and not one person I was with in the group or on the team raised their hand with a suggestion. And I just would write people up. I don't even care if people get written up. I don't even ascribe to that kind of behavior. But the problem in the room was way bigger than that. The problem was that everybody was afraid to have an opinion and everybody was afraid to be first. So now I think sometimes in the energy of my interaction with people, I take the hit for that in these environments. I take the hit because many people are not interested in setting themselves apart from the crowd in order to make a positive impact, in order to create something in their life, in order to develop. So when you're the person that decides to do that, first, people are really upset by it and they're bothered by it and they might have an issue with it and they may talk about you, they may talk about the problems. But then after you start going down this road and that makes sense for you, the environment makes sense for you, what you're trying to work on makes sense for you, and what you're trying to accomplish makes sense to you, and then it starts to evolve and develop into something real and the results are beautiful, then they're like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's what she was doing. It's always the same case. So don't be afraid to be first. Don't be afraid to be the person that is standing outside on the curb, with the sign by themselves, fighting some human rights that you think is important. If that's what's important to you, go ahead and do that. Because people are always a lot more inspired by you than what they'll ever say or what they'll ever let off that they are. And the reason why is because there's not many people in your vicinity or in your environment that's doing the type of things that people are looking up to, Because a lot of times we get caught up in the idea of looking on social media and comparing ourselves to what other people are doing on social media, but we don't actually have any real insight. Like, we don't have any real insight into their lives, their happiness and all that. And then we're holding ourselves to that same standard and thinking we should be here by now. We should be there by now. You should be nowhere but where you have created, right? And so thinking about that in that mindset, then you don't have time to look around at other people in any negative ways. And the goal should always be, let me speak life into this person. Let me speak life into this situation. Let me speak life into this environment. Because that positive deposit, that positive energy is going to filter its way back to you in some type of way, shape, or form or fashion. What you give out to other people and what you share with other people is going to come back to you. Think about all the people that inspired you to be where you are today, that inspired you to take on that new position, that inspired you to towards a new career, that inspired you to work on that relationship, that inspired you to forgive yourself for things that you were doing that didn't work in your favor, that, might have put you in a predicament that you're still working yourself out of, right? So you have to know that when you're in a position where you start to inspire others, your energy and your ascension and your frequency, it almost like doubles. You know what I mean? It's like that energy that you're putting out there and the people receiving it is like everybody you're touching, every life you touch, every energetic sharing of light energy that you are involved in. It makes an impact in your life in a way that you can't even calculate. And it doubles, it expands, it multiplies what you receive from other people. Like I say, I'm at work, I'm on campus, I'm doing these things. There's not a door that I walk up to where someone's not trying to open it for me, or someone's not telling me I look great today, or someone's not saying, oh, you're amazing. They don't even know what I do. They're just telling me I'm amazing. These people just say stuff. But what they know is that energy is good. They know the energy is right? So when you think about that and you think about how much you inspire other people and your desires to make this world a better place and your desires to show people that they have more inside of them than what they give themselves credit for every day, it's working, right? It's working. It's working. You are inspiring other people. When people comment on my videos and say things, it inspires me because I'm like, dang, look what this person is moving through. Look what they're creating. Look what they're developing. Look what they're evolving into. I mean, that's amazing. When I go on other pages and I look at shorts and stuff, sometimes I'm in shock first when I see someone completely do a 180 in their lives. And then I get humbled by the idea that, dang, look what they created in their lives and look what space they came from and did that, right? So you just never know. And then sometimes you're looking at it and it's people that on your spiritual journey or whatever, or your awakening journey, in many ways, you far surpass them on a lot of levels, but there's still something to learn. So you're looking at their page and you're looking at their information and you see that they're in the beginning stages, but their naivety and maybe the beauty of the beginning of the process is inspiring you to remember what it was like when you first started realizing that you were in control of a lot more than what you knew you were in control of as it related to your life and it related to your day, So just keep that in mind. Like, you inspire people. People want to be exceptional. They want to be great. They want to expand. They want to develop. They want to grow. But the problem comes in is that they get shut down by what they think someone is going to say. People looking at them, people giving them a side eye, people in their lives, threatening the lack of support because they're not doing something that's going to make sure that this person is number one all the time. And it happens over and over and over again. And so what a lot of people do is just take the easy way out. They get beat down by it. They don't want to lose the people, the places, the environments that they've created. And they're just like, well, the devil I know is better than the one I don't. So they don't even try. And there's so much potential in everybody. There's so many talents and gifts. And whenever I get caught up in a conversation, I was in one yesterday in the workplace and I'm like, I'm not doing that with you. Someone was talking to me about not having the ability to be creative when you are in survival mode sometime, like when you're always answering calls and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, maybe, but I think I teeter on both of those sides pretty well. Now the old me would have been like, oh yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard to be creative. But I'm over that, dude. You want something, go get it. Go get it. Stop talking about how hard it is. Everybody knows it's hard because everybody would have it if it wasn't. So I'm sitting there having this conversation. I'm just like, yeah, but when you really want something, you can be creative. I would never speak to people like that in the workplace, but I'm over it. It's harvesting season. I'm over it. And you should be over it too. Just know that you are inspiring people when you are courageous and you take that leap and you push yourself and you go to the next level and you create something more for yourself. If they don't like it at first, that's fine. But later they're going to appreciate that they even have access to a person who just has the what's to do it. It ain't easy. And let's not even talk about doing it once you've created relationships, once you've had children, once you've bought houses, once you've moved to all that stuff comes into play. But there's always a maneuver, always a way to create more in your life, to develop yourself beyond where you are and to evolve in something more. You're inspiring people more than what you know. Just think about all the people behind you that's looking. And most people you're inspiring, they won't ever even tell you. And a lot of times it's not even out of malice. They just like watching from a distance. I do that with a lot of people too. And most of the time it's because they are not accessible because of their level. But so many people inspire me that I'm just like, man, if I'd never heard their words, man. So when people crash on certain people, I'm just like, hey, man, you don't know how that person took somebody from one level to the next. Now, the teachings might have run dry, but when they needed it, and it was right on time, right? I was on a pastor's page the other day, and he was going in on Joe Osteen, right? I live in Houston now, so I see that Lakewood Church all the time. And I remember the days when I had never been introduced to a positive mindset. And I found Joe Osteen, like when I first had my daughters, and that's all of 14 years ago. His message of do good, be good, feel good was right on time. So demonizing someone for do good, be good, feel good, there's nothing wrong with that, because there's so many people who just need to be happy today. You know, I don't deal with anybody who crashing on other people's pages and what they do and how they live and what they operate, because you got too much time on your hands. Go be an inspiration and create and develop something, and stop worrying about what other people are doing and how they do it. Go be great yourself, you know? Go be great. The room is there. The option is there. To be exceptional in this world is not very hard, because so many people are afraid. Just, you know, do the Ed Milet mindset and one more. Every time you do something, do one extra. You want to give somebody a $5 tip, give them 6. You know, just keep making every moment successful, and the success will be your default. Keep being an inspiration. You will keep inspiring others. Keep being great, because you have it in you. And others are going to be great. And they're going to tell you, just because of you, that's why I decided to do this. Because I was like, hey, if she's doing it, I know I can do it too, right? Anyway, keep on manifesting magic the practical way. And even any other kind of way that you choose to manifest it. But like, subscribe, share if you choose. And keep on listening to these messages, because I'm going to keep on putting them out. Because I think people are going to need to hear this until the end of time. All around these subjects, right? Keep inspiring others, because you are an inspiration more than what you know. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.